Okay, well, you might remember a young whippersnapper named Donald J. Trump. He was going to take on the deep state. Let's reminisce.
And if you put me back in the White House, their reign is over. Their reign will be over. And they know it. And America will be a free nation once again. We're not a free nation right now.
No.
We don't have free press. We don't have free anything. In 2016, I declared, I am your voice. Today I add, I am your warrior. I am your justice. And for those who have been wronged and betrayed, I am your retribution. I am your retribution.
Sounds pretty good.
Not going to let it happen. I will totally obliterate the deep state. I will fire the dissident.
Gonna obliterate the deep state. All right, well, let's hear him last night.
Things that have happened. There's the Russia collusion against you. There is Jack Smith against you. There's all the things that happened in 2020, not investigating China interference in the 2020 election. Where do you think, what are the things that are most important that you would like to see the FBI get to the bottom of?
I think they could look at all of it. It's all the same scam. They could look at this Jeffrey Epstein hoax also, because that's the same stuff. That's all put out by Democrats.
Yeah.
And, some of the naive Republicans fall right into line like they always do. They just don't have the sustainability. They don't have they don't have that stick to it like glue. The Democrats, they have bad policy. They have bad candidates. They have bad everything, but they stick together. The Republicans don't do that, but they ought to look into the Jeffrey Epstein hoax too, because that's another hoax that's frankly put out by the pushing the Republicans and put out by the Democrats.
No, they definitely set the Republicans up. One big prosecutor look at it all. Would that make you feel good, you think?
This is his kind of anchor.
Well, I think it's in the case of Epstein, they've already looked at it, and they are looking at it, and I think all they have to do is put out anything credible. But, that was run by the Biden administration for 4 years. I can imagine what they put into files, just like they did with the others. I mean, the Steele dossier was a total fake.
Right.
It took 2 years to figure that out for the people.
I want this
and,
guy's gig.
all of the things that you mentioned were fake. Yeah. So I would imagine if they were run by Chris Wray and they were run by Comey, and because it was actually even before that administration, they've been running these files. And so much of the things that we found were fake with me. But especially you look at that Steele dossier where they paid like 14 or 16 million. That's more than James Patterson gets paid to do a #1 bestseller.
Isn't that crazy?
And the thing turned out to be a total scam.
Isn't that
so
crazy?
Frankly, I think I love that they're looking at all this stuff. If they are, I hope they are.
It's a great job that guy's got. It's the easiest job in the world. Just say yes every 10 seconds to anything he says.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's right.
Oh, that's something else. All right. He doesn't seem to get that this would be roughly equivalent to Trump waking up one day and deciding he's going to insist Hillary Clinton is probably the most honest politician we've had in the history of the nation. And she's been fighting the deep state relentlessly. And the only people who don't believe that are stupid Republicans who have been duped by Democrats into being against Hillary Clinton. That is how much of a total flip in the core mythology that he has done more to push than anybody else. This is. And this anchor man, I mean, Lordy.
Man,
Lordy. That is something. Oh, Lordy. But now Massey has teamed up with Kana to push through their demand for the Epstein file release. He's got nothing to lose. Trump's primarying him anyway, and I think he's betting correctly. Not only is he unbeatable in his district, by the time you get to those midterms, Trump's endorsement is going to be more of a liability than a benefit. House Republicans on Tuesday held together unanimously to block a Democratic effort to force a debate on the release of the files. But as more of their constituents demand the release of the files, they are looking for ways to respond. Mr. Massey teamed on Tuesday with Representative Ro Khanna, Democrat of California, to file what is known as a discharge petition, which allows any member of the House to force legislation to the floor if a majority of House members, 218, sign on. By midday on Wednesday, he already had the support of at least 6 Republicans. Representatives Tim Burchett of Tennessee, Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, Eric Burleson of Missouri, Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey, and Lauren Boebert of Colorado. And the list was growing. If all Democrats signed on, Mr. Massey would have more than enough votes to force Mr. Johnson to schedule a vote on the House floor, though the Speaker could try to delay action or offer an alternative in efforts to avoid an embarrassing or divisive vote. It'd be kind of tough for him, given that he just went on Benny Johnson saying he thinks the files should be released.
Yes.
Not that that kind of hypocrisy has ever stopped these guys before. Quote, "We already have 6 Republicans. We have the leadership of the Rules Committee getting every Democrat on it," said Mr. Khanna. "The math is obvious. We're going to get a vote on the full release of these Epstein files. An overwhelming vote of Congress is not something the president can ignore politically." Try telling him that. Discharge petitions are always an uphill battle and rarely succeed. According to Grok, they succeed about 5% of the time. But Democrats and Republicans alike said this particular issue, one that is definitional to Mr. Trump's political base and is now being seized on by Democrats, could be an exception. There could be a delay, however. According to the arcane rules of a discharge petition, Mr. Massey and Mr. Khanna cannot start collecting signatures for 7 legislative days. With the House scheduled to begin its summer recess on July 25th, that would not leave enough time for action until after the House returns from its August recess, a lifetime in politics. So listen, kids, I hate to tell you this, nothing's going to come of this. Given that they're about to go on recess, maybe they'll get the vote, but it does not obligate the Department of Justice to release those files. It's the equivalent of Congress wrote a strongly worded letter. Clearly, they are not going to release those files. And whether by the time you get to Congress coming back in session, you can even continue to hold those votes together, is an open question as well. Will the MAGA base and the commentariat, many of whose bread and butter relies on holding this disparate coalition, loosely dubbed MAGA, together, are they going to keep pushing the Epstein files, the Epstein files, the Epstein files, as week after week, month after month, Trump dangles the shiny object of brown people being eaten by alligators to distract them? Probably not. Probably not. I'll be surprised if really the people who are howling about this now are still howling about it in 2 months. I honestly think it's more likely that the rank and file MAGA voters will still be howling about it because they don't have a financial interest in not talking about it anymore.
Well, yeah, and that's why, it really does fall to us to just keep on this and troll the shit out of all these people on X whenever they try and distract you with something else about, the Doge cuts, they finalized the Doge cuts, $9 billion worth of Doge cuts. Remind them of this. You have to use this issue to undermine the entire movement. That's what I've been saying since this whole fiasco took off. As for the vote in Congress, ultimately the bottom line is that these files are going to come out if and when the president and his team feel like they either want to or have to put them out in order to save some sort of political face. They're not going to be compelled to do it for any other reason. The ball is in their court. As what was the guy say? What did Charlie Kirk say? The ball is in his hand. The balls are in his hands. My balls are in his hands. That's what he meant to say. My balls are in his hands. Yeah,
Freudian slip there.
Yeah, Freudian slip there. Exactly. Yeah. So that's the deal with that. Now, I do think there is still a lot of efficacy in forcing Republicans to vote yes or no on it, forcing them to take some sort of
sure.
position
They
on it.
should take the vote. I'm just saying it's
Absolutely,
not
yes.
going to force them to release the files.
No, this is a major opportunity, even more than the Iran strikes, to really drive a wedge through the MAGA coalition on every level, on the level of these House members and perhaps senators if it gets there, MAGA media, and yeah, man, the rank and file. They're going to have to make a choice. We're already seeing a lot of people jump ship over it, and we just got to keep pushing and keep hammering this issue, because this is definitely a soft spot. And Donald Trump is just, I mean, I like I said on the Jimmy Dore show last night, this is such a juvenile reaction. Tantruming about it over and over again is not going to get people to stop talking about it. It's going to do the exact opposite. Why are you calling into some weird TV show no one's ever heard of and bitching about the Epstein files? Do you really think that's going to do? You really think that's going to make it go away?
I know that anchor.
Yeah,
I know that anchor. He sucked my dick in a urinal once.
Yeah,
I knew he would say anything I told him to.
Yeah. I mean, do you really think that's going to make the story go away? Or do you think it's going to do the exact opposite? You'd think a TV man, you think a guy who knows a thing or two about media and ratings and audiences would understand that the more you feed this, the more people are going to keep talking about it. It's just unbelievable that he cannot stop crashing out over this. I mean, with Russiagate, you can kind of understand because he was under siege, right? It wasn't him driving the story. It was the media driving the story, and he felt the need to push back. Okay, fine. In this case, you're the one driving the story. First of all, it was your DOJ and FBI that put out the memo. None of this would have happened if they hadn't sent that memo. And then it's you repeatedly insisting at this point that it's all a hoax akin to Russiagate. That's what's driving the conversation. That's what's making it impossible for anybody to let this go.
Yes, but as we will see in the next segment, when you have a long history of making sick, perverted statements about your daughter, and you're still able to convince people that you're the champion of morality, fighting against a worldwide network of satanic fans of the playground, you have some cause to believe that you could tell your supporters anything. Yep. And they'll accept it because you've done it quite successfully for a very long time.
That is a fair point, for sure.
Please clap.